Good day, YouTubers. Today I want to tell you a story of how I fixed my error code 14 on my Onan Marquis Gold 5500 generator. So here's the story. I went to buy this RV for a great price. I asked the guy, does everything work on it? Of course he said yes, sure, absolutely everything works on it. He had less than a quarter tank of gas in it, so of course the generator wouldn't work with less than a quarter tank of gas. So, and he lives all the way in the woods, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, so the nearest gas station is quite a bit away. So I didn't want to go to the nearest gas station for him to fill up the tank, and so I can test the generator. So I took his word for it. He said everything works. So I didn't hesitate, and I bought the RV because I got such a good deal on it. Well, I fill up the tank, go to start the generator, and heaven and behold, it does not work. It throws me error 14 code. What does that mean? Error 14 on Onan Marquis generator. Error 14 code means that the over frequency, basically meaning that the engine on the generator is running too fast. Different reasons for that. One of the most common reasons is the carburetor. So I go on eBay and buy a used carburetor. The guy says it works fine. Yeah, install the carburetor, and of course it does not work. So I take it to an Onan dealer, install, and they pay him to diagnose the problem. They said the problem is absolutely the carburetor. So I install, and well, and they quoted me $700 for a new carburetor. I said no, thank you. I bought a brand new one for $200 and some. I installed the carburetor myself. Brand new one, return the used one. I go to start it, it does not work, same code. So this time actually it does start as long as you keep your finger pushed on the start button. So as long as you hold the start button, it works fine. As soon as you let go, it would die on me. So I take it to another mechanic. I go, hey, what's up with my generator? He took a look at it. He said mechanically it works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong mechanically. It's some kind of electrical issue. So what do? I buy a circuit board right in there. There's a circuit board in there. I pay $350 for the brand new circuit board. When I buy it, it says that it will absolutely make your generator run. It doesn't care about the codes. It will make your generator run, but for two reasons. The only two reasons why it would shut off the generator is low oil pressure, and the second reason is high voltage. So I'm thinking, well, the electronic, according to my second mechanic, electronics is the issue. So if I buy this new circuit board, it will at least allow me to have the generator running, and I can diagnose the problem. So I install it. I buy a new circuit board. I install it. Did not help. Same issue. The only way for the generator to work is to hold the start button. So at this point I checked the spark plugs. Spark plugs are fine. Like, it looks like the guy before me had the same. The guy who sold it to me saw the problem, and he was trying to diagnose it himself. So he did replace the spark plugs. They were new. He replaced the oil. It was fresh oil. There was a spark there, gas there. The governor switch worked fine. So at this point I have no idea what's going on. I think maybe it's the button here, something's wrong with it. So I call not a mechanic. This guy is I don't know. He's a genius. He whenever I have a problem that nobody can solve, this guy will find it. He's usually a very busy guy because he has a lot of customers, but he will find your problem and he will fix it. So I bring it to him, and it took him about I don't know, less than 10 minutes. He checked everything, and he said it's not generating any electricity. He's like, and he started checking everything, and so the issue was right in there. I don't know if you can see it. There are two wires. You can kind of see it right there. And I guess it controls the speed of the motor. Yeah, see that white line right there? Sorry, it's kind of getting dark outside, and you can't really see it, but there's basically two wires in there. There's one on the bottom right there, and then one on the top right there. So I guess when the guy was trying to fix the problem, he switched those wires, and because of that switch, I had this headache that I could not figure out what was wrong with this generator. I replaced the carburetor, it did not help. I replaced the motherboard, it did not help, or the circuit board, it did not help. It turned out that it was this tiny problem right there, just the wires that were switched. The one that was on the top needed to go on the bottom, and the one that on the bottom needed to go to the top. And the problem is that they're not marked anywhere. They easily fit just fine in both places. So yeah, that was the issue. Error code 14. The generator would only run if you keep your finger on the start button. As soon as you let go, it would die. And the problem, or the solution, was to switch those two wires right in that area right there. So if you have a comma 13 error 14 code kicking off on your generator, check those two wires. Maybe somebody is playing tricks on you, or maybe you accidentally misconnected them, not even knowing that. But yeah, after he connected those wires in a different way, it started working just fine. It took me it cost me a lot of money to figure it out. I almost gave up hope on it, but it is working now. So let's show you. The battery is kind of weak right now, so hopefully it will start. Okay, I let go too soon. Let's try again. Okay, one more time. Third time is the charm, right? Enough fun for today. So hopefully it helps you guys figure out your problem. If your generator is thrown error code 14 on you, check the governor switch. From what I was reading, it could it says the comma error 14 code could be from the governor switch misaligned. Check these right here. This is where mine is at. Make sure it's working. The carburetor is another thing that could be wrong, or a simple issue just like mine, just the wires that were not installed properly in the wrong place, that caused the headache for me. I did end up replacing the circuit board, like I said, but I can't return it, so I guess I'm gonna keep aftermarket one and hopefully be able to sell the original one on the eBay, because it still works, and 350 bucks is a lot of money to waste. Alright, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hopefully this helps.